Next question. How will you make sure that every adjustment or support that are promised is actually delivered constantly, not just written in a plan?
Oh my goodness me. This is, again, one of those questions that is easy to answer, but hard to make sure that it really happens. Yes, there will be policies. Yes, there are areas that we get reported on. I'm now talking as a politician, so we're, in a sense, slightly removed from what's happening in schools and whatever. We lay down the expectations. We do have ways of measuring the performance of outcomes, but day to day, I'm not sure that it's easy to give you a solid answer that's absolutely rock solid, but Hilary may have a better answer. Let's just say it's absolutely our wish that what you just asked is delivered.
Yeah. No, I was just going to sort of add to that. It is very hard. I mean, you would hope at a school level that there is that communication between the child or young person and the school, and between the family and the school, so that if things aren't happening, they can have a discussion and work out why. So that's the sort of ideal scenario, really, that you can sort of nip that in the bud as closely as possible. But I think, as you say, at the sort of strategic level, I think it's why annual reviews are so important as well, because EHCPs, if they talk about experience, aren't meant to be just a static one-off document. They should be a living, evolving, changing thing, because people change, young people change, our needs change, all of us do. And the EHP should reflect that. So I think from a sort of strategic level, it's how we're making sure those annual reviews are an opportunity to check in on things like that and to adapt as we change and develop.
Thank you, Hilary. And I think thinking about us as a partner is really, really important. So obviously we're here talking on behalf of the council today, but we're part of a much wider partnership, and that partnership has been really, really critical in both developing our overall plan, so the things we want to achieve, which include EHCPs, it includes the rollout of ordinarily available provision, for example, for all our children with SEND, so those at SEND support as well. So there's a real consistency of offer. So those really sort of high level strategic things that we've agreed as partners. So the key school leaders, the key leaders from health, the key leaders from the council, our experts by experience, our parents, all of our key partners that sit around that table regularly and go out into sort of schools and health services and everything every single day to understand how that's being delivered. And we hold each other to account, actually, through those discussions, through those conversations, to make sure that what we've written down and co-produced, our plan, our strategy that's obviously out for consultation at the moment, is not just a piece of paper. It's something that we bring to life and that each of us takes responsibility for delivering on.
Thank you. My next question is, what is the one change you will commit to making in your role over the next 6 months to ensure young people with SEND are actively involved in decisions about their support and their future?
Well, I think there's going to be two, actually, which I can have two. One is to make absolutely certain, and we've made this commitment already, that whenever we are given documentation about reports, about activities, that there's a specific area which talks about the experts by experience, what it means to you and how it's being delivered against what you need. So that's one. But I go back to my other commitment, which I want to go out and to visit all the SEND councils, youth councils, and talk to them directly. I think engagement is one of the key areas where our administration has really nailed its colours to the mast, whether it be with families, with experts by experience, with schools. We want to get closer to those people who are having to live and deliver this strategy to make sure that we are fully tuned into what they want to do.
Yeah. Agreed. Fully agree. I got to visit a SEND Youth Council a little while ago, and it was a great experience. And yeah, totally agree. I think we need to make sure we're doing that consistently and not just one-offs.
I'm going to do more of an on-the-ground one this time rather than sort of a high-level strategic one. One of my teams in my service is responsible for creating new EHC plans for those people that go through the EHC needs assessment process for the first time. And one thing we're really proud of is that Nearly all, I think it's 4 currently that are out of timescale, are issued within the right timeframes, which is really, really important because people getting the right support at the right time is critical. And I think we're at between sort of 65 and 70% for quality at the moment. So sort of good quality EHC plans going out. And that means including the young person's voice. That very first section in a plan for those children with the most complex needs is the young person's voice. And it should tell the story then everything else flows from. So what their aspirations are, what's important to them, what their strengths are, that real focus on what our abilities, what we can do. So my commitment is to making sure that for those plans that are now being issued on time, which is great, we improve the quality even further so that golden thread happens, that young person's voice is at the centre, and we flow our plan through that. And how we're going to achieve that? Similar to what I said earlier, through co-production, through working together, through collaboration in order to create that very first plan that's so important.
Thank you. So